Here are 40 tips that help me transform my art from being this bad to not sucking so much. Always start zoomed out when sketching. Paint with a big brush first before you zoom into the details. Simplify everything into simple shapes. Even the most complex things like the anatomy of the body can be simplified into shapes. Always start with a rough sketch and it can be very messy. Reduce the opacity of the sketch layer and then on a new layer, start cleaning it up with line art. Don't feather when sketching. Use your arm to make long, confident lines. Paint things as simple light and shadow shapes. This will simplify things and help you paint things much faster. Learn form and perspective. They are the most important skills to draw anything. Use form lines to help with perspective and angles. Use the transform tool with control in Photoshop to put something into perspective. Always use references. Flip your canvas regularly to get a new perspective and see your mistakes. Never shade with black. Always try to find another color to shade with. You can add shadows by using the multiply mode. You can choose a cool color for this, like blue, if you're not sure what colors to pick. Use these layer modes to add light, specifically colored light, hard light, soft light, and overlay. Make your character pop by adding a rim light using the hard light mode. Add a terminator that is saturated between the light and shadow transition. This can be very helpful when painting skin. Create simple backgrounds using the Gaussian blur filter. You can just simplify the shapes that you want in the background and then use the filter to add a background effect. Don't worry too much about brushes. Just use the hard and soft round brushes to paint anything you want. Use the lasso tool to mask your character. Use the clipping mask tool to render. This way you won't paint outside of your character. Use the lasso tool to create soft and hard edge shadows. You can use the curve tool to go from grayscale to color. If you are not good with color theory, you can go to adobe.color to find some color harmonies. You can also search for color palettes. Have different colors and parts on different layers so that you can easily change the color if you want to. You can change the colors using the hue saturation adjustment tool or the color balance sliders. You can adjust your contrast by using the curve tool, but the bottom half of the curve is for your shadows and the top part is for your light. At the end of the painting, merge all your layers and try the auto color and contrast modes. When painting skin, don't forget the different color zones. Make sure you add them in there to give the skin the color variation it has. Practice value studies by turning your references into grayscale using the color mode. Pick 3 values and try to replicate the drawing in simple forms. Practice composition by studying movie scenes. Practice gesture drawing may seem simple, but it will help a lot with figure drawing. 2-minute gesture drawings are one of the best ways to help with this. Start learning anatomy slowly. There's a lot to learn here. You can learn this alongside construction and gesture drawings. Reflected materials reflect the colors around them. Use multiple light sources to make your painting more interesting. Don't be afraid to use the liquify tool to make some adjustments. Use the color selection tool if you want to select a specific color in your painting to make some adjustments. Trying to make your art perfect will slow down your progress. Most of the greatest artists leave their brush marks in their paintings and simplify things to make their art unique and beautiful. Try to take one small challenge at a time so that you don't get discouraged and overwhelmed. Learn the fundamentals first and then try to learn from other artists. They spent years mastering their craft and can teach you how to simplify complex shapes. Don't copy their art and claim it's yours though. Learning art takes time. Don't be too hard on yourself and have fun.